Good evening, Thursday, April 28th, Town Hall meeting, call to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams. Here.
Board meeting, excuse me.
Trustee Oscar Brown. Trustee Payton.
Here.
Trustee Griffin.
Present.
Trustee Rudez.
Here.
Trustee Larry Brown. Mayor Covington.
Present. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Thank you. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. With the flag which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, approval of the minutes for April 28th. This is for the minutes of the special meeting hearing for the budget for 2015-16 fiscal year, the special meeting public hearing of the CBDG grant home fund application held Monday, April 20th, 2015. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved by trustee Rudez, second by trustee Griffin. Any questions, concerns, comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams. Aye. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
I abstain, I was absent.
Mayor Covington.
Present. Aye. Okay. Your agenda, unfinished business, second and third reading and ordinance adopting the budget for all corporate purposes of the Village of University Park, Will and Cook Counties, Illinois, in lieu of the appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year commencing on the first day of May 2015, ending on the 13th day of April 16th. Is there a motion?
Second.
Moved by trustee Griffin, second by trustee Rudez. Questions, concerns, comments? And knowing that this is a workable document, amendments can be done at any time. New business, first, second, I'm sorry, roll call. Roll call. We're going super fast.
Slow down,
Trustee Williams.
Right.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mayor Covington.
Yeah. Aye. Thank you, trustee Williams, for using to your classes. New business, first, second, and third reading, an ordinance of the Village of University Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, approving a residential refuge collection agreement with the Home Disposal Company, Inc. and Illinois Corporation of DBA Star Disposal. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Rudez, second. Second. Second by trustee Griffin. Comment,
Question.
concerns, questions? Yes, sir.
I called and talked to Tom, one of the owners of Homeward Disposal. I knew that it was going up in price, but not quite that much. And I'm wondering if we pass this, can we negotiate again, or is it the best? I called and talked to him, and he said that was the best deal that they could give. My thing is that we quote-unquote got free garbage cans, but it seemed like we're getting of the garbage cans, it went up. I thought it was gonna go up maybe $5 or $6. It went up, I think, $12 to $13, so per extra per so that's why I was asking.
No, once we enter this contract, we cannot reopen it to renegotiate.
Well, can we?
As you know, we send out bids, we send out bids to all of the
Correct.
responsible refuse collectors in the area.
Absolutely.
They did have the lowest bid.
Mr. Lanier, isn't this over a course of 5 years, 4 years? It's
Yeah.
estimate?
Right.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
Okay, also, it could be, I know they originally asked for 5%. I read the contract and they went up, actually lowered to 3%.
They did.
3.5% instead of 5%. Also, the fact that we're giving back their responsibility for collections, and that's probably why it's a little increase too, because we're no longer gonna have to pay $190,000 out of the village residents' pockets, correct?
And that's for minimum.
Mayor, you're correct,
Right.
like we talked about with collections, we never get 100% collection rate. which means that we were paid almost 100% of the bills, about $190,000, but we may have collected probably $170,000, which we're now looking to go into elections for. And that sort of behaviors accumulated over the years. And also by the village being collected, and you will get a lot of calls, myself, elected officials, whatever, saying, give this one a break, give that one a break. So we can move away from that sort of thing because we're no longer in that position. But we can do favors, based on relationships.
Okay, could I just, okay, another thing, okay, I understand what you're saying, but, sometime in your explanation, you kind of talk a little fast. You need to go over that again and tell the residents where we as the village used to give breaks. We used to, absorb a lot of the costs because we're not doing that no more. The company has that. So when you don't pay your bill, it's not us no more, it's the company. So everything is going through the company now instead of the village. Maybe you need to explain that more to the residents because they're gonna be calling Village Hall. I tried to explain that to my neighbors. We're going up a little bit, but we no longer have the obligation of overseeing it and cutting breaks and giving breaks and doing stuff. It's gonna be on the company now.
Let me give it a shot, trustee.
Okay, thank you.
We actually did mail out notices to every resident. It went in the mail today, explaining that we're no longer the collection agency for the garbage company. In the past, when the village collected the garbage, we really didn't have a lot of leverage to force people to pay their garbage bills. A lot of towns, they collect the garbage bills because they also sell water, which means they can cut the water off and post the house as uninhabitable. Because we don't sell water, we didn't have that sort of leverage. We would be forced to pick up garbage because we were responsible for public safety. So if someone continued to put their garbage out, we didn't want to be in a position where we're sued for an accumulation of rodents and animals because they weren't paying. So sometimes we would give them these payment plans, which sometimes they were honored, sometimes they were not, or they simply didn't pay sufficient. And again, we would be billed every quarter from the waste hauler about $190,000, which we would pay promptly to keep the service going. But we would not collect 100%. Whenever you bill a large number of people, residents or whatever, it's hard to get 100% compliance rate. You're always going to have people who have circumstances force them to pay late, or perhaps they may move and leave the bill behind, or those sort of things where we have to attach it to the house. You may have to forgive part of the bill for the new owner and those sort of things to get somebody reoccupied. So there's a lot of circumstances that we're no longer going to be entangled in by pushing this burden off to the waste hauler.
All right, thank you.
Also, Mr. Lanier and I did meet with them as well, and I told them that for years they have had contracts, and what do you give back for all the years you have contracts? And they will be giving free garbage cans, 95-gallon garbage cans. If that's too large for you, they will give 65 gallons and recycling, and also the fact that we should be getting something from people that have contracts with the village. From time to time, they should give back. And this is one thing they will be doing, that and recycling. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I've got a question here. It's on paragraph 15. It's really the last sentence. It says, this agreement shall be in full force and effect as of May 1st, 2015, and terminate on August 30th, 2020. This agreement shall automatically renew with the terms and conditions acceptable to said parties unless STAR receives written notice from the village no less than 90, but then in parentheses, it has 180 days prior to said termination date of his intention not to extend. So I'm just wondering, what is it? Is it 90 days or is it 180 days?
We have to correct it as a scriber's error. It is 90 days. That's what we agreed to. Where is that?
All right.
That agreement was terminated.
Right. Remember we terminated that agreement just to allow ourselves to go out for bid. We wouldn't be bound to them to be renewed automatically.
Yeah, but it says here, it contradicts
It
itself.
contradicts itself.
It says no less than 90 days, and then in parentheses, it's got 180. should have, either have 90 or the 90 should be 180 days.
90. Attorney says 90.
We always go by the written word because it's less likely that somebody would misspell
That's what I
without
thought.
more so than the writing the
I
numbers.
just want to be sure.
So we will have this scrivener's error corrected.
All right, so we don't need to amend. Okay. I have another question. We go to the last page, which is the pricing page. I just like clarification, because earlier it said that, well, it says, excuse me, invoice to individual residents is $19 per unit per month. Okay, so if they're gonna bill quarterly, it'd be 3 times that, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, it says, trash and recycling, but it's $19 per unit. It's my understanding in reading the contract that there will also be a recycling container. So does that mean that it's gonna be $19 for the trash and $19 for the,
No, $19 total for trash and recycling will be $19 per month. Not two $19, one $19.
for, even though we have 2 containers?
Right. And the way it works is that you only put that second container out every other week with the recyclables. You put the trash out every Wednesday, I think it's the pickup day, and the trash and recyclables out every other week.
Okay. So that it's not per unit, it's per 2 units, really?
When they're speaking of units, they're talking about the housing unit, not the refuse can.
Oh, okay, because it's not real clear here on the recycling piece. You know, I didn't, in fact, I don't think, was the recycling piece even in the contract? I don't recall seeing that every other week piece in here.
I think it is. I don't know exactly where, but I'm sure it is.
It's an RFP.
I understand.
It
It's
is
in
in
the
the
RFP, but it's not
contract.
in the contract which we're approving. It don't mean anything. In fact, it wasn't in the RFP.
I'll try and locate it for you real quickly.
Okay. 'Cause I had another question related to that, too.
If you look on the first page, there is a recycling section under under 1A, trustee, it's, hopefully this is answering the question. Around the effective start date of this agreement, Star will deliver 1 95-gallon brown cart for trash and 1 95-gallon cart for recycling to each single family home as part of this agreement. And then the additional carts are available on a rental basis.
Right, it doesn't address the pickup every other week, though, but that's just something that's going to happen.
2 weeks, right? That's normal.
Well, trash is picked up every week, right, on a given day.
And the recycling.
But the recycling would be every other week. Okay. It'd be a practice because it's not in here. I don't recall seeing it at least. Let me ask you this question. Some of us, like me, throw away a lot of stuff. So we may have to rent a second container. So down here it says additional cart rentals, $36 a year. So that's about $3 a month. So if I rent a second container, does that then cost me an additional $19 a month in addition to that?
No, the $19 is per unit, which is per dwelling unit,
Oh,
not
okay.
per. And also, you might want to keep in mind is that if you do need an additional cart, you don't have to necessarily rent it from them. You can just go to Home Depot.
That was my question.
And buy yourself a huge one.
So you can still utilize your own for an addition.
So if you have one already, you continue to use that along with theirs if your trash overflows your first one.
That's just
Right.
optional.
Well, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, you don't have to rent it, you can buy one. Like I have one, and they're gonna roll these out to everyone in the village for free. Now, if you have another trash can, you can use that. You don't necessarily have to rent one from them.
Okay.
Just use your own and then the free one that they give you. And they will have addresses on them, not any names.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
Okay. Any others? Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams.
Both aye.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Vote aye.
Trustee Rudaz. Trustee Mayor Covington.
Aye. Resolution approving the Will County 2015 CDBG application. Is there a motion? So moved by trustee Griffin, second by trustee Rudez. For your information, Mr. Lanier, would you explain this, or would you like to explain? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Lanier, would you want to explain? I can, but I can't really speak to that because I'm on that advisory committee. Could you explain it?
CDBG,
Yes, sir.
no, it's
The application for what the purpose of it is in your ordinance?
It's a modified sewage
Right.
drainage.
Right, that's what I was just wanting to say. It's simple. Modified, we got a grant going before them for the application for the sewage. That's all.
The way it works is that we made an application with Will County for CDBG grant monies. What they're funding this year are water and sewer projects. Since of course we don't own the water work, but we do have sewers and drain tiles that need replacing. So we're putting in an application for a grant to replace certain drain tiles and sewers throughout the city.
Yeah. Trustee, read that. It's in our minutes that happened on the special meeting.
Yeah, we had a public hearing, so, and, just for the public's information, it says that the grant application is for storm drain improvements, and they have identified areas from Burnham to Hickok, Sandra Drive, and Burnham to Blackhawk, Wright Road to Blackhawk, and a couple of other locations. He stated that they are applying for 40 sewer pipelines for replacement, and that the cost must come in under $250,000. He further stated that these funds must be used for repairs or replacements because Will County will not approve maintenance applications.
Okay? That's an explanation to the ordinance.
Yeah, that was in the minutes.
Okay? Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Vote time.
Trustee Rudez.
no tie.
Mayor Covington.
Aye. Okay. Yeah, unless you have a report. Okay, thank you, sir. Your vacation time. All right, enjoy it. Have a vacation. Okay. Bills payable. Attached for your approval is a listing of the general operating expenses for the Village of University Park, and the following is the grand total of the everyday expenses from April 15th, 2015 to April 28th, 2015. General operating funds, $366,614.22. Road and bridge, $4,401.26. Town center, $3,310.66. Golf course, $41,410.17. Capital project fund, $20,606.51, totaling $436,342.82. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Payton, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Griffin. Questions?
Question.
Sure.
Check 84458, ComEd Electrical for 535 Armstead Road, $8,864.94.
On Armstead Road? What's going on? Yeah, aren't they going up?
That total bill for $8,864.97 for that check number is actually the bill for different locations.
Oh, okay.
In your check description.
Right,
the
it says
field
Armstead, and
bill-
I'm wondering
Right,
what is it that they got on Armstead that costs that much money? So that's why I was asking.
right. The check description on your report will
Right.
fill in all those locations, so
Oh,
you just.
so
you
it's
should-
completely different location, not just one?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Check 84497, repairs, $3,090.65. That's for
Lincoln Auto.
Lincoln Plaza Auto. Is that for squad cars? No?
No, that's for repairs, that's going on in,
On the world?
Yeah, the, truck repairs.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay. Okay, all right, then, that's it.
Question on that, repairs, did we buy a new truck for you guys?
We have, one time we bought,
You have a mic?
last year.
Do you have a mic? Audience, please.
Yes,
Hello? Yes, we bought a truck, I think it was in, just before winter, for the winter months. It was another one time, 450.
Right.
Yeah, we just one. Yeah.
What happened to it for the repairs? What was going on?
No, that's not the truck that was under
I know it wasn't a
repairs.
new truck, I hope. What happened with the repairs?
Well, we had the international, we had brake problem until, air brakes. It's kind of expensive to repair. We had other issues with the other old one, 450s. And so, just going back and forth, trying to keep them up.
So we don't have a mechanic back there?
Yeah, we have a mechanic. You have to go out to the store and buy the parts, so to repair them.
Wow.
Ma'am, I got one
All
more.
right,
Excuse me, Mayor, just, Lincoln is the store that they buy the items from.
these are park places.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Park, okay.
Okay, and check 84533, Southern Properties, parcel fee due, $4,512.50.
845.
Yes.
That's one of our right-of-ways for the, University Parkway Road improvements in between, for phase 2, in between Central, in between, the train, east of the train, up to Crawford.
Okay, can I ask you one other question? Are all the parcels paid for now? All of them paid for?
I believe these are the last two.
Right away, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, just a second here on this, the 84446. This lobby for $8,500 lobby cost. When is he going to give us some type of status on something? When is he due to give us a status?
There's a status report right now, Mayor. You might recall that that's one of the items that we eliminated from the budget, and I do intend to send them a 30-day notice tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay, for my request. The other one, this is why we're getting ready to rid of the home disposal, because we just issued a check for $101,114.04. So this is another expenditure that will be coming off our payroll. Trustee Payton?
Yeah, I just have a couple of quick ones here. One is check number 84454, which is Chicago Parts and Sound LLC, and it was $2,485 for equipment installation. 84454. I I didn't know if
Chicago Parks and Sounds LLC, whoever.
they're just a company and they're installing some other kind of equipment, not related to sound.
That's for the police.
That's police.
Department, they have some repairs done, or the police department with some of our recording equipment and things like that.
Okay. And the other one was 84461, Cosini Brothers Knife Sharpening Service for $42. I got a couple of steels at home that they need service that I don't use too often. If that's what I think it is.
I'm sure it's for knife sharpening, just as it says, probably at the golf course, but she'll pull that from the invoice.
Knife sharpening.
You know, chefs have to have their knives sharpened.
Well, chefs I know sharpen their own knives.
They have a blind.
Everybody in this one's a restaurant chef, you know. That's ridiculous. We lose that kind of money we spending. I don't care if it's just $42. That's ridiculous that we got a chef that can't sharpen his own knife. You know, I bought one of these $10 ones that you draw through. And it works well.
Or a piece of, it's a block you can use too. Okay. Any others? Roll call.
Trustee Williams?
Both sides.
Trustee Payton?
Aye.
Trustee Griffin?
Vote aye.
Mayor Covington?
Aye. Thank you. All right. Are there any? All right. Do we have any reports? Anyone, any department heads, any reports?
I'd just like to report on,
That's it? Okay, we have a proclamation, Motorcycle Awareness Month. Somebody like to read that?
Proclamation by the mayor. Whereas safety is the highest priority for the highways and streets of our city and state, and whereas the great state of Illinois is proud to be a national leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, and whereas motorcycles are a common and economical means of transportation that reduces fuel consumption and road wear and contributes in a significant way to the relief of traffic and parking congestion, and whereas it is especially meaningful that the citizens of our city and state be aware of motorcycles and the roadways and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety, and whereas members of ABATE of Illinois, that's a brotherhood aimed toward education, continually promote motorcycle safety education and awareness in high school driver's education programs and to the general public in our city and state, presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 100,000 participants in Illinois over the past 4 years, and whereas all motorcyclists should join ABATE of Illinois, Inc. in actively promoting the safe operation of motorcycles, as well as promoting motorcycle safety, education, awareness, and respect of the citizens of our state, city and state, and whereas the motorcyclists of Illinois have contributed extensive volunteerism and money to national and community charitable organizations, and whereas during the month of May, all roadway users should unite in the safe sharing of roadways within the boundaries of University Park and throughout the great state of Illinois. I, Vivian Covington, Mayor of the City of University Park, is a great state in the great state of Illinois in recognition of 29 years of ABATE of Illinois, Inc., and over 638,000 registered motorcyclists statewide, and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, do hereby proclaim the month of May this year, 2015, as Motorcycle Awareness Month. in the city of University Park and urge all motorists to join in an effort to improve safety and awareness on our roadways. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the great seal of the Village of University Park to be affixed this 28th day of April in the year 2015.
Thank you. At this time, it's open for comments from our board. Have any reports? Reports from the board.
I just wanted to say that on the I-57 interchange is moving ahead. It was, I guess it was delayed somewhat about a month ago because of Aqua. Aqua wanted to say that we were infringing on one of their right-of-ways, but that was resolved. So I-57 interchange is moving forward. It should be open the last of September or the 1st of October. We should have our own entrance and exit ramp off of I-57. That's my reason.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to say this has been a great 4 years for me to help University Park and the people in University Park. And I would like to say that I'm going to be like Obama, our President of the United States, to help University Park. And I'm going to always do that. University Park and the people. And I thank you.
Thank you. Any other? First of all, I would also like to piggyback on Trustee Griffin. You see the construction work that's going on by Governor's Highway, and asked for a report today that University Park Parkway Stage 1 from Central Avenue to Home Avenues are following. The purpose of the scope of it includes removal of replacements of existing roadway pavements with a new full-depth hot mix asphalt pavement, which will be one through lane in each direction with the central lane and directive lane along the concrete curb and the gutter closed drainage system, as well of a 10-foot wide multi-path on the north side of the roadway. Also, a part of the Interstate 57 and University Parkway project is funded by the Illinois Department of Transportation, IDOT. Intersection lighting will be provided at Central Avenue as well as Cicero Avenue. Along with the proposal, lighting in Cicero Avenue, proposed traffic signals will also be installed. During construction, temporarily traffic light signs and signals will be installed to help facilitate the traffic flow. The project schedule is current and construction now in progress with utility relocations as well as temporary pavement, widening and accommodating the existing traffic. The schedule is November 30th, 2015. The Stage 3 portion of the parkway from Metro Lot to Crawford Avenue is scheduled to begin fully sometimes in mid-August and should be completed before or on spring of 2016. The scope of the work is the same stage as Stage 1 and proposed light signals for Governor's State entrance. Also, to let you know, if you notice, it's the same thing that they have in Richmond Park where you see the trees and the lightings. We're going to have that plus lights. They don't have lights on there, so we got a plus. We're really happy about that movement, and it should be completed next year as well. But most of it's going to start this year being finished, and we're moving and moving and moving. There's also, we gave an estimate, what was it, last week, Mr. Lanier, Mr. Ernest, which is Robinson Engineers, we had to give an estimate for shovel-ready projects. The shovel-ready projects, we estimated $2 to $3 million for those projects, which will be curb repairs on our streets, main streets, and on Blackhawk. Everyone won't get it at the same time. We also estimated another $1 million for the tree treatments, for the trees to be brought down, reconstructed, destroyed. And with that, one of our residents, Greg, he's out in the audience today, suggested, and someone else suggested, that the trees that are taken down and destroyed, we will take that and make such mulch, put them in a machine and have it mulch. So that'll be free mulch for the residents. Also, the other parts of the trees we will cut down and it'll be lumber for your fireplaces this winter. So we're trying to be real productive on what with the use, the things we lose, we're gonna make it the usage thing. I have a question, the police chief is gone, but Mr. Lanier, please convey this to him. This morning, coming on my way early this morning from work, the kids are standing waiting on the bus, and they're in the street, actually. And I know a lot of residents have always complained about that, but it's kind of dangerous with them standing in the street waiting for the school bus. And also, I would like you to convey this, and I'll check this off. I'd like to see, I know we have money in the budget, for some plants to hang on these lights. We do have plant hanger lights area for them to put some really nice, and look like it's spring around here. If they could put some of those bucket plants there. And I talked about the show already. And thank you, I like the police officer, Miss Griffin was thankful that the last board meeting she talked about some police officers at the train station at night, and they were there. So I'm really grateful for that. And the main thing, we have an honoree, Mr. Wayne's sister. I'd like to, is he here? Is he still here, Mr. Wayne? Would you like to tell us something about your sister? I know it's public, but this is, you can spell it out better than I can. And we want to honor her endeavors. Could you come to the mic and say that?
Okay, good evening, Mayor Covington, board members, and residents.
Good evening.
Okay, I wish she was my sister, but she's
Oh,
my
sorry,
cousin.
cousin.
All right, she's my cousin. She's been doing this program for the last 16 years. She travels throughout the United States doing this program, especially doing Black history. She puts on this program, the Bessie Coleman story. So she called me this past weekend and told me to pass the word out to everybody. So I took it upon myself to call the cemetery, Lincoln Cemetery, and asked them if they had flyers. They said, yes, we do have flyers. I said, well, can I come down and pick up something? They said, of course. So I drove down, picked up the flyers, and I had an opportunity. I didn't know that these three aviators were buried at Lincoln Cemetery. And so they took me to their grave sites to see the grave sites. So there's going to be a really nice program this Saturday at 1 p.m. And everyone is encouraged to come. And she puts on a really good program because I saw it 2 years ago at the FAA doing Black history. And you would be impressed once you see her perform this tribute to Bessie Coleman.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. And he does have flyers here for everyone. Some of the things Bessie Coleman always say, I refuse to take no for an answer. The other lady, I'm not afraid tomorrow because I've seen yesterday and today is beautiful. This is something for us to commemorate by. And with that said, my last part of my report is I was honored to attend a dinner, special dinner dedicated for one of our residents, Staff Sergeant Shirley Squirrel. Would you stand at this time? We'd like to honor you for coming home from Afghanistan on our own, and we would like to, at the next board meeting, present you with something appreciating your time and your name on the wall of the University Park. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Where she works, she's in the medical field, and her boss was so impressed with what she's done. There was a big dinner at Crystal Lake Golf Course. He sent the stretch limo for her and her family, and they fed them, and this stretch limo was unbelievable. She worked for this doctor, and he paid for the entire family and friends to be a part of that. And we honor you as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate your service. With that said, can I have any public comments? Are there any public comments?
Only one, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Could you call the name?
Ms. Williams.
Ms. Williams.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, staff, audience. I'd like to say thank you, Trustee Liz, for the work that you've done. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Second question statement is, can you tell us when the dedication, will we have a dedication for the overpass I-57? And then the third?
Yes. There's a ramp. No overpass. Yes.
Well, the ramp, will we have a dedication?
Yes.
And do you know what they did?
They're already rebuilt it. So, Mr. Lanier, we haven't really got a definite date confirmed yet, but soon Go ahead.
It's pretty much what you said, Mayor, and the same with the trustee. We expected completion, in September, or what is it, October, November, so.
Hopefully without any
They're
interruption.
moving at a pretty good pace.
Okay, and then, because of Aqua's intervention or stopping the holdup, had they decided to put, water on the other side to did they decide to put water on the other side of, the west side of I-57? Or was there a change in that progress?
There was no change in that progress. What the Aqua issue was a relocation of fire hydrants. But we need to have the fire hydrants, I believe, moved back from the road a little bit. And it wasn't the original plan, I guess Aqua didn't quite see them, and to relocate them, put in a special type of underground piping, you know, to relocate the fire hydrants. That's what their delay was.
Okay, no, I thought we were requesting Aqua to provide water on the west side, so if and when we do have development, the water would be readily available, opposed to the water that's located maybe a mile or 2 miles south of our intersection.
We've discussed it with them. We haven't got a definitive as far as them bringing their pipes in under the bridge right now while it's being built.
Okay, thank you.
That's it? Okay, with nothing else, we will, motion for adjournment. So moved by trustee Griffin, second by trustee Williams. Thank you for your glasses. Oh. Thank you all for coming out this evening. Roll call, adjournment.
Trustee Williams? Aye. Trustee Payne?
Aye.
Trustee Griffin?
Aye.